What's going on, everybody? My name is John Serwin, and this is my kitchen. Welcome. Today, I'm going to show you how I made this. Probably the greatest leftover meal, and one of the only leftover meals we always do at the Firehouse. Homemade corned beef hash. We have corned beef, the carrots, onions, garlic, potatoes. You could serve it like this, or with some basted eggs right on top. Show you the techniques and how it's done coming up. Stay tuned. So we make corned beef on Saturdays at the Firehouse. It's usually for lunchtime, and then we have pizza for dinner. So Saturday is corned beef and pizza. We do 24 hours on, 48 hours off. So we have Sunday, Monday off. Tuesday, we're back, and we have the leftover corned beef, the potatoes, the carrots. A tradition is to make corned beef hash, and it is honestly one of the best things that is made in the Firehouse, in my opinion. I know a lot of guys that actually say they like the corned beef hash more than the corned beef dinner. Whatever ratio you want to go with. I think it's more of like you take the leftover potatoes, the leftover carrots, the leftover corned beef, saute it all in a cast iron pan with a little bit of onion and garlic, salt, black pepper, cayenne pepper, throw a few over easy eggs on top, and man, it is a phenomenal breakfast. You know what? Since I'm going to put onions in the bottom, I'm going to do an onion first. And it's literally clean out your fridge. I have half of a red onion here that I need to cut up. So I'm going to use half of a red onion. I'll see if I need any more or not. I mean, I have some shallots. I don't have actually any other onions on hand. So if I want more onion, I'll add shallots. It's just literally a rough dice. Then this is about 2 carrots worth of carrots. They're, soggy, I guess. So really doesn't take much to cut on through them. 3 strips of the fatty section of corned beef and about 5 strips of the lean. Just chop it up like this. It'll fall apart more in the pan, but you want to get some of this crisp. If you want any sort of measurement, 1-to-1 on the corned beef to potatoes. Slice up or actually just chop up some of our potatoes. A little bit in half there, half there, half, yeah. Half, 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 and half. Sounds good by me. All right, there's our potatoes, onions, and carrots. We're gonna move this over to the stovetop and get her cooking. Over at our stovetop, I am gonna bring in, now this is a smaller cast iron, but we're gonna see, this might not be big enough. I might actually have to go. I like to usually do it in cast iron. At the Firehouse, we have a massive 18-inch one. I think it's an 18 or a 20, 22, whatever it is you get at Acabella's. It's unbelievably huge. If I had a larger cast iron, I would have definitely done cast iron, but second best for this procedure. My favorite overall is the stainless steel frying pan, but for corned beef hash, I like it out of a cast iron better. Anyway, I'm gonna turn it on medium heat, put in about a tablespoon of butter, let that heat up, and then throw in our potatoes, onions, and carrots. Onions are the only thing that are raw in here, so generally I do like to just start the onions first, but honestly, I've thrown it all in there all at once, and a little extra char on the potatoes is never gonna hurt. Now that our butter is foaming up and browning up, it's got that little bit of nuttiness smell to it right now. Add in our carrots, onions, and potatoes. Everybody into the pool. Go ahead, give them a little. Little flip around. Let's go in. Actually, probably going to finish off this salt, pepper, garlic. Let's go in with that. Could always adjust. We need more. Probably about 1.5 teaspoons there. Break up these potatoes a little bit, and we're going to let it saute. I'm going to use my fish spatula for this. Not only great for fish, but it's great for other things, especially in a stainless steel pan here. Try and get all these potatoes coated in some of the fat. If we need to add more, we can always add more. But remember, the corned beef will be rendering down some fat too. Let these cook down for a bit. Probably be back in about 5-10 minutes. If I had fresh garlic, I would go in with that, but I have this confit garlic still on hand, which I generally do. And I'm going to throw in, 2 big forkfuls. Because remember, this is cooked down already, so that garlic flavor is really subsided. But yeah, either some fresh garlic or, hey, if you have some confit left over, go in with confit. By confit, I mean garlic that's been roasted at very slowly in olive oil. So it gives you this, here, I'll sacrifice this one. This is at room temperature still, and it's just like a piece of butter. All right, this has been cooking up for about a good 7 minutes, getting some nice color on there. I'm gonna throw in all the corned beef. Get that heated through and crisp up. Oh yeah, a lot of color on the bottom. This is nice. Can always deglaze that with a little bit of Worcestershire, which I may just do. I'll let you guys know if I do. Corned beef hash is pretty much done, so I am gonna move it over to another burner and just keep it off to the side. Keep moving it around, but it's gonna stay warm. That's why I also like doing it in cast iron. That'll stay warm for so long. Now, to top the corned beef hash, I end up making some eggs. I'm gonna take 1 pan of butter, and I think this is an 8-inch pan. Good for 3 eggs, but when I'm at work, I'll do a massive pan. You can do over easy, you can do scrambled. Over easy is the traditional or sunny side up, because then you can break that yolk and have it run all over your corned beef hash. So we're gonna let this butter bubble up, brown down a little bit, and then we'll add our eggs. We're now getting some extreme bubblage and a little bit of browning, which brown butter, anytime I'm cooking, I try to brown the butter up slightly because that just makes it fantastic. All right, 3 eggs are going in. And all we are gonna do is throw a little bit of salt on here, because we could always add pepper or whatever. Then once the bottom is set, we are gonna take about 2 tablespoons of water and put it in the pan. And then cover it. This is called, from what I understand, it's called basting or steam basting. And once I learned how to make eggs like this, for over easy or over medium, you don't have to flip it. You don't have to worry about broken yolks. You just sit there, let the steam take care of it. And once it kind of whitens over the top and you don't have too much jiggle in the albumin part of the white, you're good to go. You got perfectly over easy steam basted eggs. We'll just let you sit here and watch. Maybe if I turn it. Well, it already kind of suctioned. I was going to try and get you guys a better shot, but it is what it is. And there we are. I'm going to go ahead and turn it off. I think that's right where I want it to be. Yep. The other nice thing about letting it sit for a moment, the steam in the potato kind of loosens up all of that bond that's on the bottom of the pan. So you are able to get up all of that flavor. And then see how easily the eggs move around, and yeah, they're nice and still a little over easy, probably almost over medium because they've been sitting for a moment. There you go, folks. That right there. Corned beef hash and eggs. And there you have it, folks. That is corned beef hash, and we have, no, let's just go ahead. The corned beef hash with some eggs. Yeah, you know what? Let's move that to make it look prettier. What do we say? I don't know if it is or not, but corned beef hash with some over easy eggs right on top. This is nostalgic Chicago Fire Department Tuesday mornings. You go to a firehouse Tuesday mornings, generally, if they made corned beef on Saturday, they are making this Tuesday morning. It's, like I said, some of the guys legitimately say they like this better than the corned beef dinner. So, nothing left to do but go ahead and dive on in. Try and get a little bite of everything, and let's break open that yolk. Oh, yeah. Now we're talking here. Whoops. All right. Not going to be able to make this look graceful, but here we go. Man. Sorry. I just really enjoy food. That's really what this comes down to. This is, yeah, just the flavor combination. Again, salty brininess. The corned beef is fantastic. The potatoes cooked perfectly, a little bit of brown on there, the onions, the garlic, the butter, salt, pepper. Let me make sure I get some big old, I gotta put my fork down because otherwise I'm gonna eat that whole bowl. But yeah, if you're looking for something to do with your leftover corned beef, when maybe you make a corned beef dinner like this one I have here, hopefully the video shows up because I don't know how to do that yet, but it'll be pretty cool if it does show up. But yeah, leftovers, go ahead, try this out. Let me know what you think. And hey, if you ever stop by a Chicago Firehouse on Tuesday morning, odds are this is going to be made there. So again, thanks for coming by, guys. And just remember, you're only making food out of ingredients until you sit down and share them with the ones you love. Then it's a meal. All right, guys, greatly appreciate it. Till next time.